Down the Lens Podcast. Down the Lens Podcast.
I met an Aussie, fell in love. Went to Australia, lived in Australia for about 2 years. So I came home and then needed a job. I started working in Brew Kitchen as bartender and then worked up to assistant manager. Part of my role of being a manager was to look after the Instagram page, filming a story, and I posted it on the wrong account. I loved it, I was living the dream, it was great. It was tiring though, it was like knackered. Tiny Rebel, they work hard.
You on the pop straight away after finishing work?
Oh, 100%. I was a nightmare.
Hello Jessie, how are you?
Hello, I'm good, thank you.
Thanks for coming on.
Thanks for having me.
So, I come across your Instagram. You're a social media manager or content creator?
Yes, all of the above.
All the above.
All
you haven't quite nailed down your position yet.
Well, I think it's from when I started, I was social media manager, but over the last sort of 12 months, it's definitely evolved. And I think, I don't know whether to say like founder because it's a company now.
Yeah.
I also do coaching, I do consultancy work, I'm a non-exec director.
Nice. We'll touch upon that.
Yeah. But yeah, social media and content creation is like the main thing of what I do.
So if you rewind, like when did you kind of get into it all? I initially saw that you worked for Tiny Rebel as a was it a social media manager then?
Yeah, it was like the content creator more.
Right, okay.
So there was a team of 2 of us doing the social. And so there was a social media manager and I was doing sort of the content. So I was doing the content for that, like going to festivals and stuff and being in the brewery and stuff. I bloody loved it.
How long did you work for them for then?
Just under a year.
And then what did that entail? Just basically your typical Instagram, TikToks and...
Yeah, it was literally, I would go into work and I would take photos and videos all day. Like it was so much fun. I got to go in the brewery. They did a lot of events, a lot of festivals. But then I was also doing content for their 3 bars. So you had the brewery in Rogerstone.
Yeah.
And then you've got Cardiff and the Newport bar as well. So I would be between the 3 sites essentially.
How did you get that job? Did you have any previous experience or were you just kind of a typical Instagrammer kind of thing?
Instagram gal. No, so I was working at Brew and Kitchen, which
Brew House in Cardiff?
So there's 2 brew houses. It's not the one you're thinking of.
Because I shoot the content for Brew House.
Is that the one, the live music venue?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not that one.
No.
It's Brew and Kitchen. It used to be called the Mockingbird.
Right, okay.
And they're the largest brew pub chain in the UK.
Is that in Cardiff then, is it?
Yeah. So they got one in Wales and they got 23 around the UK. Yeah. So I was their social media manager.
Straight out of college or...
No. So, excuse me. I went to Australia, so I finished college. I actually studied music in college, so I've always been super into music. And then from there, I went and lived in Australia for about 2 years.
Nice. Travelling or?
I met an Aussie, fell in love. It didn't last though. He's a lovely guy, so if you're listening, hope you're well. G'day, mate. So I came home and then needed a job, basically. So I started working in Brew Kitchen as just a bartender, and then worked up to assistant manager, and then part of my role of being a manager was to look after the Instagram page. Oh my God,
I keep eating that cable.
So sorry.
It's fine.
So part of the job was taking on their Instagram.
Yeah.
And I did it, and I was actually like really good at it. I was just good at it. So
did you look into like all the algorithm stuff, or you were just uploading regular content?
No, I was shooting and posting, but it actually looked really good. So then the head of marketing had a meeting. He was like, "Do you want to take over the entire group, social media,
for the whole company,
and
all the other 25?"
Yeah, yeah. So I was like, "Fuck yeah, that's awesome." But I was doing that on top of being the assistant manager.
Okay,
so it was a lot. They were just giving me extra money basically to run the social media, and then I quickly realised that is what I want to do. Like I love doing it. I hated running the pub. Hospitality is hard.
I've been a barman many a time. It's just
I reckon everyone should do it because it gives you loads of life lessons,
especially when you're younger.
Yeah, for sure. I was about 21 at this point.
Right, okay. So how old are you now?
28.
Right, okay.
How old are you?
31.
Are you?
Yeah, 31.
Nice. So at this point I was working like 70-80 hour weeks. Knackered. And then doing the social media on top of that.
Yeah.
So it was just a bit of a slog. And then one of the directors of Tiny Rebel at the time messaged me on Instagram and he was like, "Hey Jess, want to jump ship?
Oh, did he?
And I was like, yes.
Just come across like...
Yeah.
How did he link you back then to the fact that you were the one taking all the photos?
I think they'd followed me, my personal page, for a while because I was always in Tiny Rebel.
Yeah,
like I loved it. Yeah, so I was like a regular in Tiny Rebel.
Right.
So I kind of knew...
The Cardiff one, I'm assuming?
Yeah, the Cardiff one, yeah. So I kind of knew the people there. And I think because I posted a lot about what I was doing with Brewhouse and Kitchen, they just
normal...
they just put two and two together. And yeah, he messaged me and he said, do you want to come in for a meeting? And I was like, yeah, okay, this is amazing. So went in, got the job, and that was like my first full-time social media job.
So that's when you nailed down like your kind of...
Yeah. And I was thinking like, oh my God. But I was like, it's a career move that I have to do because this is what I want to do full-time. So yeah, I did it. I went in, slotted straight into the team.
Nice.
When I tell you I had the best year of my life working for Tiny Rebel, it was so much fun. Like we got...
Do you know the funny thing is, I messaged them recently, see if they wanted stuff made from. They go, oh no, we got our own people in-house.
Yeah.
I was like, you bastards.
Yeah, they've just hired an in-house videographer. I think his name's Rowan. That sort of replaced me, kind of thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, they do all their stuff in-house, which is awesome. Ash runs the content and I love him, so he's great.
I'll be having words with Ash. I think Ash was the one who responded to my email or my
really?
DM. I was like,
Yeah.
because I seen they had a festival coming up. I was like, oh, do you need a videographer for it or anything like that?
Yeah.
And they're like, no, we got our own people.
I would probably be doing their content, but thanks.
So you've done the Tiny Rebel stuff.
Yeah.
You kind of grew out of it, or you just...
No.
So what's the next step for you?
So I loved it. I was living the dream. It was great. It was tiring though. I was like knackered. Like we were... Tiny Rebel, they work hard. So basically what happened was I got then approached by a London company.
Mm-hmm.
It was only one day a week in London, which was absolutely fine for me. All I saw was like money signs. I was like, yeah. I just bought a house at this point, so I was like, I do need more money. Mm-hmm. It's expensive.
Yeah, it is.
Cost of living.
Yeah.
Like, what the hell? Yeah, so I went and took that job. Handed in my notice to Tiny Rebel, I was gutted. They threw me a party and they got me loads of balloons that said, thank fuck you're leaving and stuff like that.
Yeah,
like, it was great.
Yeah.
We all ended on really good terms. Yeah. And then I had to unexpectedly have surgery on my back.
Right.
Because my back's fucked.
Just cripple.
Yeah.
It's a cripple.
Beep. So I had to call up this company. So I quit my job at Tiny Rebel. I had to call up this company and say, I'm in a bit of a mess. I'm on morphine, can't walk, I'm fucked. I need to start in like 4 or 5 weeks when I can walk. I think I came out of surgery and then a week later, the CEO or the owner of the company rang me and said, I've sold the company and there's no longer a job for you.
Fuming.
And I was like...
Did you sign any contracts or anything, like a start date?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I signed contracts and everything.
Just sold it.
And it was... honestly, I don't really know what
to
happened.
This day, like,
it was all a bit dodged, to be honest.
Yeah, right, okay.
I think it was government funded, some of the stuff they were doing, I don't know. So there I was in my house, rung Tiny Rebel, and I was like, please take me back. Oh my God, I love you. I'll never leave you again.
My mortgage is due next week.
And they were like, we've replaced you, which is, totally understandable. I get it. So I was like, fuck. I've been in my house for 3 months. I can't even afford next month. No, got no savings left. And I can't even afford my bills next month. Yep. So yeah, I cried for about an hour and then don't recommend. No, it was a really dark place. Like seriously, it was bad. And then
it looks like you come out this other side on a positive.
Yeah, I think I'm like, what didn't kill you makes you stronger.
Yeah, true.
And then I thought, right, I got to sort it out by ear. So I thought, fuck it, and do it on my own. I was like, I'm never going to let someone put me in that position again. So I went on Squarespace, made a website. Yeah,
I seen your website. I was tripping out on it. It takes you left, then takes you right, up, down.
Yeah, it's quite cool, isn't it? No, that wasn't me, actually. I've got someone else to do that now.
Is that Squarespace?
No. I've got...
full WordPress
there's a company in Cardiff called Red Pixel that do all my website
contact details.
Yeah, they are amazing. I use them for everything.
Because mine's Squarespace, but it's a bit dated.
Yeah, I loved it, but I haven't got the patience for it.
No.
And then I saw that these guys did to my website, and I was like, holy shit, that looks so cool. And I never could have done that.
Because if you've got a good portfolio or good website, the clients are first going to see. They're going to be like, oh, this person
and it looks professional. Yeah, proper. So I was like, definitely worth the investment for sure. Created a thing online, went on LinkedIn, and basically just said, hello, this is what's happened. Please help me. I'm really good at what I do. Luckily, I'd been working for Brewhouse and Kitchen doing their content for about 4 years at this point.
Right, okay.
And I'd been with Tiny Rebel for a year. So I already had a
So on your LinkedIn, did you have quite a good like network on your LinkedIn?
Yeah,
so
definitely.
Maybe companies that knew that you worked for these other companies like Tiny Rebel and stuff, they kind of knew what you were doing. So you were then reached out and said, I need a job.
What happened, yeah.
Someone else from another company was like, yeah.
I think as well, because I did so much travelling with Tiny Rebel, and we did like Taste of London Festival, we did all the London Craft Beer Fest. There's so many brands, there's hundreds of brands.
Oh, yeah.
Because I was a raging pisshead, I was out drinking with everyone, like being everyone's best friend.
Yeah, met you socially and thought
nice,
like, I could work with this person.
That's exactly what happened. So I do feel like everything happens for a reason. I know it's cliche, but bloody hell, like without Tiny Rebel, 100%, and everyone that I met through them, I would not be where I am today.
Yeah.
So super grateful for that.
So when did you then go and then set up your own business?
What do you mean?
So you've obviously the London company sacked you off, and you thought you jumped on LinkedIn, you set up your website.
Same day.
How long ago? Like a year ago, 2 years ago?
Oh my God, I've got it tattooed. 12th of
Sweet,
May.
show that to the camera. Look at that.
12th of May was the first.
So 2 years ago.
2 years ago.
So really,
1 year ago. 12th of May.
What's that?
12:05.
Oh, okay.
So just over a year.
Right,
I've been doing it on my own.
And there's me slogging around, and then you on the path of greatness.
Wow, hopefully. No, but 12th of May, and I think I went in, it was fight or flight for me.
Right, okay.
At this time, so when all this was going on, like I said, I just come out of a really painful surgery.
Yeah.
I was heavily medicated. And then I think when something like this happens, I was like, shit, I could lose everything here.
Yeah, it's quite interesting. I wonder if you weren't like not by yourself, but if you didn't have a mortgage and you maybe with like your parents or stuff like that, you wouldn't have that like fight or flight, like you're saying.
Yeah,
you would have like maybe relied on them, and you wouldn't be like pulled your finger. I think, I got a roof over my head. I'll just crack on slowly. If that makes sense. But in this case, you didn't have any other option than to like.
Yeah, definitely. I think I've always been quite independent. I don't like relying on my parents or anyone for anything. I've worked ever since I was like 15.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't go to uni because I wanted to work, wanted to earn money. I'm very money driven, always have been. I like the finer things in life, you know, and I need to
be able to pay for them, exactly.
Yeah, and obviously buying my first house at, 26 was amazing for this day and age. And I was just like, I don't want to lose it. That'll be the worst thing ever. Even though, you know, if it did, I would have dealt with it. But yeah, I was very, I could see that I could have a way better life.
Yeah.
I think I always knew that I wanted to work for myself.
Yeah.
Didn't know how, what, or when it was going to happen. And yeah, I just saw, well, obviously I had the opportunity thrown at me with force, and then just rolled with it. And a year later, here we are.
So who was your first client to kind of come to you on like LinkedIn then?
Ooh, first client to come.
Were they like actually companies, or were they just like people who needed like maybe managing or mentoring?
No, it was companies.
Yeah.
So I think one of the first content things I did were for People's Captain Brewery up in Monmouth. And then not because I was still doing...
That's my stomping ground, that is.
Is it?
Yeah.
Monmouth?
Yeah, Monmouthshire I'm from.
Do you know People's Captain?
No.
That's fine. I don't work with them anymore, but shout out to them. They do some good stuff.
Yeah.
Yes, and then I was still working for Brewhouse on the side, so I was still.
Well, she went back to them.
So I never stopped doing Brewhouse and kitchen stuff.
Right.
So we were still doing it.
So let me rewind. Did you leave Brewhouse fully to go to Tiny Rebel, or did you do Brewhouse and Tiny Rebel at the same time?
Brewhouse and Tiny Rebel at the same time.
And then left Tiny Rebel.
Yes.
To do the London thing.
Yes.
Got sacked off there.
Yes.
But you were still at the Brewhouse.
Yes. But I mean,
doing the social, or
just doing the social.
Right, okay.
But it was £300 a month or something stupid. Like it was absolutely there was nothing.
Yeah.
You know, it's my fucking water bill essentially, and my council tax. Yeah, probably about that. I don't know if I'm allowed to say that. Yeah. So we still had Brewhouse, which was sort of a lifeline.
Yeah.
Because they were a brand that I could say that I was still working with. Then. So one of my clients, who I still work with now, came along in Nottingham called 6 Richmond House.
Right, okay.
That was word and mouth. So one of my friends who is the sales manager, director, I don't quite know his position, for Harbour Brewing Company.
Oh, okay.
Knew these guys because they were doing their beer or something, and they were looking for a social media manager.
Oh, nice.
So he put me in touch with them.
Okay.
And we're still doing it. I'm still doing it for
nice.
them. And they've got another venue called Another Wine Bar, and I've just taken over that as well. So I've got 2 of their venues.
Do you find a lot of your clients are outsourcing the like social kind of stuff, or do you have to proper like wiggle your way through and find them?
Every single one of my clients have come to me.
Right, got you.
I actually haven't, bar from like the first week when I was panicking, I actually haven't gone to any brands. I know.
You've never like cold called or cold
nothing.
emailed.
I've been very, very, very lucky. I think a lot of it is, like I said, the networking, word and mouth. I know a lot of people in the industry, in the drinks industry.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, if someone goes, oh, we need photo, we need video, we need social media manager, people are going, yeah, and that's basically how it's gone. So
basically you kind of niched down then in like the restaurant kind of industry and drink industry as well.
Yeah, I love the industry.
Yeah.
Like I grew up working in the industry. Obviously that came with some challenges which led me down that alcoholic path, which so many hospitality professionals go through.
Yeah.
But I knew food and drink. It was just my thing. Like,
have you branched out at all other than food and drink, or you kind of kept it?
Yeah, I've got a clothing brand called What's Mine Is Yours. So they're
your clothing
brand. Not my clothing brand. They're one of my clients.
Right, got you. Yeah.
I've done some work with aesthetics practitioners, if that's how you say it. So like Botox and stuff, and beauticians. I was just at a wedding venue today that's going to come on as a potential client. But my niche, I think it's really important in this industry to have a niche.
Right, okay.
Because you get to know what they need, what the audience wants. And I think that's what makes me different as well, is that a lot of social media managers will take anything that they can get.
What I'm doing at the moment.
Oh, sorry.
No. I guess this podcast is also good for me to learn as well. Yeah. So like, although I would like to niche down. Obviously, sometimes when you got to pay the bills, you just try and take everything. But like, my ideal niche would be like, I've always said to myself, my dream would be like Trivago or like hotel.com, booking.com.
Yeah.
Like, say, right, come to this sandals resort we just built in Barbados, just for example.
Well, I'm sure a lot of people would want to do that.
And we'll pay for obviously pay your expenses and all that, and obviously pay you for the thing. But you know, you can bring in a guest or your family and stuff like that. That's like.
Yeah.
That's what I want to get to.
Do it.
But it's just finding the fuckers to... I think my struggle with most was obviously you found that you've done well with is networking. Yeah. So like you stuck with the restaurant kind of stuff. What else? So you've done that. Are you doing any other kind of stuff? Like I see you do social media consultancy.
Yeah. So it's more social media coaching. So I offer a few different things. So one of them, the really popular one, is for people who want to become social media managers, who want to do what I do, but they have no idea where to start. So I basically offer like a 1-to-1 power hour session, and I go through everything about how I did it.
What's that entail? Because obviously someone maybe like our age or maybe a bit younger, they've grown up with social media. So to them, they might just know what the crack is. But obviously some people out there might be in their late 30s, early 40s who start their own business.
Yeah.
They don't have a clue about it.
Yeah, well that's a different one as well. So yeah, I've got the one that is if you basically want to do what I do, and it's all about how I did it, and it's all my secrets, all the apps that I use, and whatever. And then my other one is say you've just set up a company and you've got a social media page, you haven't quite got the budget for a full social media manager, but you want to know how to run your socials. I do an hour on that as well, and that can be all about strategy, branding, tone of voice, how to take content easily if you're not a content creator, and just sort of do's and don'ts with Instagram and TikTok, which are obviously the two main platforms at the moment.
So how long did it take you to learn those kind of like little bits within like socials? Was that through like just doing it through Tiny Rebel and stuff?
I've never sort of sat there and gone, I'm going to go to Instagram University.
Yeah,
I've just done it. I'm always scrolling on my phone. I think with...
I wonder what your screen time is on your phone.
Oh, it's like 9.5 hours a day.
That's disgusting.
But I'm like, it's my job. I'd be worried if it was less than that.
If it was your own personal use, 9.5 hours. I guess if you're doing it for people.
Yeah.
Do clients like give you like their usernames and logins to go and post on their behalf?
Yeah. So hold on. Do you want to see this? This is actually like probably going to make you feel ill. So like this is my login.
So just for the audio listener, she's got about... Go on, keep going. She's got about 10 other accounts of clients that she's dealing with.
Logged in right now. It's great if you're stalking someone and you've got them blocked.
Right, okay, got you. So yeah, talk me through that. So like, go back to that, like you running other people's Instagrams and socials.
Yeah.
Say you've got the client, they obviously, do you do like retainers? What do you do, packages?
Yeah.
Like, let's start there.
So I used to do packages. I used to offer like a basic, a medium one, and then like a premium one.
So like, are you talking like, what are your deliverables? Like 20 photos a month and then like 4 reels? Like what do your packages have in them?
So the basic package, I don't do packages anymore, by the way. But the basic package was basically 1 content day a month. So that's for photos and videos.
So 1 day shooting, technically, whatever.
Yeah, so like 4 hours shooting, 4 hours editing, sort of thing. And then posts every other day on social, and take it in turns from a post to a reel.
Right.
Post to a reel, post to a reel. That's how I do everything.
Got you.
And then if you wanted the medium package, it would be engagement with that as well. So it'd be replying to comments and DMs.
Oh, so you would then handle
all of that. And then the main package, which is the only thing that I offer now, is like the full shabam of your whole social.
What's the shabam?
Full shabam.
What do they get extra from? What did they? Well, they're getting it now, but what would they initially have got?
So it's still the same. It's 1 content day, post every other day, comments, replies, but then also engagement with other accounts. So liking and commenting on other accounts to build your community. You've got then TikTok adding onto that. You can do paid ads. It's like everything you need to look after social. So it's your highlight templates.
Yeah.
It's reactive marketing. So say like the Barbie movie came out and everyone was talking about it. I'd straight away go, okay, how do I make this? My clients go to a cocktail bar, let's create a Barbie cocktail.
Like pink themed, like pink gin lemonade or something.
Yeah. And it's also keeping on top of the trends, which change fucking daily.
Does your head literally just like spin out sometimes and just think, what the fuck?
Yeah. Yesterday, I think it was like 3:30 and I was like, I need a nap. Like I literally
in the afternoon.
Yeah. I'm like, I'm so done.
Gotta have a regular nap these days. It's key.
I love a nap. I love it. But then I couldn't fucking sleep last night, so I was fuming. So it's a lot because you've got to keep on top of like all the trends and everything. But I've got 2 girls that work for me.
Oh, big time!
Honey, she's a boss Barbie.
Right.
Which is honestly the best decision I made.
So what do they handle?
So Jamie, she handles stories and engagement. So she will reply to all the comments and the DMs of all the accounts. And she does all the story creation and everything like that. So I'll basically tell her what's going on for the week with each client and say, go and do it. And she does all of that. I do all the grid stuff, essentially, and you know, all the boring stuff. Boring stuff is in
what
like...
What about your other person?
She's like an outsourced content creator. So if I can't go to a shoot, I'll send her.
Right, got you.
And she's based in London. So so I got someone up there as well.
Just
I got clients all over the shop at the moment. So it's a lot of travel. Like I'm in Manchester for 3 days next week.
Yeah, I've seen you.
And then...
Well, you said I can't come on, because I'm in this next week because
Sorry.
No, it weren't like that.
Really
but you're
busy.
like, I'm in Manchester, so it has to be this week. But so you got a lot going on then. Is what it sounds like. It's like mental. Yeah. So like you back to the like not the packages thing, but now you offer just that one particular thing. Is it like a subscription thing? Is it like a monthly retainer?
Yeah, so it's a retainer. So
what's your retainer? Is it like a 3 month, 6 month, a year?
6 months.
Right, okay.
6 months. So I give everyone a 1 month trial period because as much as it is for them, it's for me. It's
so talking for that. Is that it's obviously not going to be a 3 month, but is it like just 6 months?
It's like a get out of jail free card.
Right, okay, it's just like one off.
Yeah. So biggest advice: get your money up front.
Right, okay.
I do not do any work until that money's in my bank account.
Right, got you.
And if someone's like, "Oh, we'll do it for a month and we'll pay you at the end of the month," no. Like if the money's in my account and then I turn up to the job, if I don't get paid, I'm not going. Simple as. So. And I'm like really strict on it, and a lot of people aren't because they're afraid.
Yeah, I get like that sometimes. It's not like you kind of like trust them, don't you? Because you like back and forth. You don't trust them at all now. So they do the month. Obviously, that's a paid just for a month. Yeah. And then, say for example, you do want to work with a client. What are you showing to them to sell yourself to them? So was it Jessie Hallett social? Yeah. So like, what are you doing to say, right, this is what we can do for you, this is where we can project your business?
I think for me personally, it's the portfolio that I already have and the clients I already work with. Like I had a new client meeting before this. They haven't quite signed yet, but they are like, again, oh, why should we hire you? And I'm like, well, Mimosa, one of the brands that I took over a couple of months ago, that's owned by Alan Wynne Jones, they saw an 89% increase in sales through social alone in 1 month since I took over the socials. And I'm like, it works, you know? And I'm really passionate about the content. It's my favourite part of the job. I love doing it. And if someone wants to see what I do, like, go have a look at the accounts and you get a pretty good idea. So yeah, that's it really. And my goal was to have 3 social media management clients. That was my goal. Once I hit that, I was like, oh,
so what are you on now then?
10. This will be 11th hopefully today, and I'm hopefully signing my 12th on Friday. And
then would you look to take in more people? Because obviously, like,
definitely, yeah. So Jamie, so Jamie was an intern at Tiny Rebel.
Oh, you fucking poached them. Poached.
No, she then left, obviously, because she had to do her last year in uni. Smashed it. She got first. Right, okay. Came out of uni. I was hiring.
I got my 2-2.
Oh, well, you got to work hard.
Shade.
2-2's good though, isn't it?
So I for 2 weeks work.
What did you study?
Events management.
Oh.
Yeah.
Nice.
I was a international project manager. Oh. But then COVID happened.
Right.
Packed that in. Picked up a camera.
That's wild.
And then I'm here.
How it happens.
Yeah. Just...
You started videography in COVID.
Yeah. I wonder. I always name drop this person. But I don't know if you know him. But his name's Schaefer Bates.
Yeah, I know
yeah, he's my best friend from school.
Shut up!
Yeah.
Oh my god!
Like, I mean, like my best friend.
How
so like,
funny.
his mum and my mum were best friends in school.
Yeah, yeah. Like, I used to go drinking with him back in the day.
Yeah, you probably did. That's obviously you're from Cardiff. But then I shoot. I don't know if you remember during COVID and all stuff. He was doing a lot of the Gordon Ramsay impression stuff, and I shot all of that and edited it. So that's that off. And he actually bought me that camera.
Shut up!
As a present, yeah.
That's so cool.
So, and I was filming his podcast, and then obviously rewind forward now. I've taken obviously the skills I've learned from doing that and just turned it into this.
Martin, South Wales, there. Hi, Shafe. He's got his Renly, his dog, in it.
Yeah, I'm trying to get him on the podcast at some point.
Big time now, mind, isn't it?
Yeah, enough about Schaefer anyway, because he's not the guest for this particular one. So, like, obviously, so you got your 11th client now. Well, hopefully, looking to get your 11th client, and then
they're all on monthly retainers.
So, say one client, how much content are you producing?
A lot.
So you produce? Do you say every other day?
Yeah.
So theoretically, say there's like 30 days in a...
Every other day.
Is that 15 pieces of content?
A month.
Okay.
So times that by... Say 10.
Well, 150. It's just, 150 pieces of content. Yeah. And do you find the editing part takes up a lot of time, or you just like... Obviously, the stuff I do is completely different to stuff you do. Did you find it quicker to like edit and put out, or you quite...
I'm really fucking quick with editing because I think you've got to be in social. So I've literally got Lightroom, and every single client
Lightroom mobile?
Yes. And I edit on my iPad Pro. That's what I use. And my phone. I don't do anything on my Mac because it's really old and I hate it. And it's on the go. Do you get what I mean? I'm always on the go. So for every client has got their own preset on Lightroom. So everything looks... So, and I literally just upload it and I'm like, bang, 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 bang. Obviously, a little bit editing and it's done. Reels, obviously, it's a bit different because the way like Reels take ages, but it depends. Sometimes I'll batch 15 videos and go, oh, amazing, that's like a month of content done. But to be in that headspace and do 15 reels, like, you know what it's like with video editing, you've got to be fucking...
How long are you spending on like a reel? Do you shoot it as though like it's going to be edited that way, or do you just kind of shoot what you can and then...
I'm a hit and hope kind of gal.
Right, okay.
I don't really
Do you plan out? No.
No. I always go in with a couple of ideas, but I think when I'm there and when I see it, that's when sort of I get inspiration. I've been struggling with this a lot recently, actually, and I was actually speaking to Paddy, who owns So Let's Talk.
Bull brush on there.
I was like, I'm scrolling on Instagram and TikTok because I need some inspiration, you know, when you go on Pinterest and stuff like that. Yeah. I'm like, it's fucking winding me up.
So what inspiration are you looking for?
Just ideas, like content ideas. Yeah, okay. To like recreate with my brands. And it's just, I don't know why, I'm just so not inspired on social now.
Because when I shoot for Chryso Pubs Limited, or like Philharmonic Brewhouse and Daffodil and all them lot, when I go there, I go there specifically to shoot like a new menu release, or I go there to shoot like, what's the thing all the girls do? Bottomless brunch. Oh, yeah. So I do like bottomless brunch. Then I do like a cocktail happy hour. So like, every time I go, I know specifically what the shoot got. When you go, are you just kind of capturing everything, or do you kind of?
It depends. So it's like, use Mimosa for example. When Alan Wynne-Jones was there, we very much had a plan. Obviously, he's a very busy man.
Yeah.
And so I was like, well, we went to 3 different venues. We're going to do this, so that I would plan meticulously.
Yeah.
If I'm going to, say, 6 Richmond House up in Nottingham and I know I'm going to spend the day there, I'm staying overnight, there's no real rush.
Yeah.
And we just want to shoot everything. I don't really go in with a plan.
Right,
I just go, we're going to get everything. We're going to have a really nice time doing it. A lot, like, probably 8 out of 10 of my clients now are like really good friends as well, which is really nice because we've worked together for loads of months and whatever, and they get me and I get them. And yeah, so I don't know, it depends what client it is.
So you find at the moment though, like, it does not become repetitive, but you're not running out of ideas, but you kind of think, I've shot that already, from what can I do different? And there's social, just not spice it up a little bit, but there's something different to add on.
I think that is what I have been struggling with, because especially it's like there's only so many ways you
cocktail photos.
There's only so many ways you can film a bottle of fucking wine pouring. Do you get what I mean? So I do get frustrated sometimes, but I don't know. You've just got to. I think as long as your content's looking good and shit hot, and you're posting the right things, then it's gonna happen. But it's the consistency game, isn't it?
Yeah, that's a fair. Would you recommend for people maybe looking to get a social media manager? Where would you say to source them from? Like
me.
There we go. Boom, done.
If you want a social media manager, Jessie Hallett
there's
Social
your 12th client and 13th client coming. So you're doing that, obviously. So Let's Talk.
Yes.
What is that?
So Let's Talk are a mental health organisation. So they're based in Manny, in Manchester, and they help hospitality professionals with physical health, financial health, and mental health. Yeah. So they'll go into, they've got massive clients. They're working with everyone. So they like Brewdog, Revs, Heineken.
So there's like mental health, what?
Like organisations. So
to help maybe people within the organisation struggling with mental health?
Industry, yeah. So say they're working with, who are they working with? Pizza Pilgrims at the moment. They'll go into Pizza Pilgrims. So they'll get paid, go into Pizza Pilgrims and run a session for all their workers.
Right,
on a range of different subjects, from how to get better sleep as a hospitality professional, how to eat better, what's happening when your mental health is shit, are you drinking too much, like all this stuff. And it's an organisation which is niche to hospitality, right? Because like I worked in the industry for so long, being a really young manager and working those 78-hour weeks. Paddy, the founder, was exactly the same. He was a general manager at 19. And we just really feel that the help wasn't there when we needed it, and we want to. Sorry.
You love hitting that keyboard, don't you?
And we want to, just do our bit and help people who, like, I really could have done with that support.
So is that Paddy the founder, and then obviously, how did you get on board then?
So Let's Talk brought out a beer with Tiny Rebel.
Right.
So called, what was it called? There's a new one out. It's now called On Your Marks, but I think it was called Speakeasy.
Right, okay.
And their tagline is 86 silence, because in hospitality, when something's 86, it's off the menu. Like, they don't have it. Okay, so we want to get rid of the silence, and that's our tagline. So I met Paddy through Tiny Rebel when I was working there. We clicked straight away, we got on, and then as soon as I went freelance...
Snapped you up as well.
Snapped me up. I started running their social. We actually started this in January, so it hasn't been... it's been like half a year. And then I became a non-exec director like 2 weeks ago, so super fresh.
Nice.
But I've sat in on the board.
What does that entail then? A lot?
I don't think it's anything that I wasn't already doing.
Right, okay,
I do go above and beyond for So Let's Talk more than any other client that I work with. I sit in on all the board meetings. I have my say on how I think things should be done and give my input and think. And also they have access to my network of people. I have access to theirs. And I think it's just helping with business development and moving forward, and especially in the marketing and creative ideas. I am heavily involved in all of that, and I fucking love it.
Is it good?
I love it.
Is it quite rewarding then?
So rewarding. And it really does like give me a purpose that I'm helping people through what I love doing, which is content and social media. But now, and like I said, I'm 9 months sober, and a lot of people are struggling with alcohol and drugs, especially in the industry. So I do feel like I'm sort of giving back at the same time.
That's nice. Yeah.
And I get to be in Manchester every month for like 3 days.
Do you like Manny?
I mean,
I don't know if I'm a fan of Manchester.
I'm there a lot, but I don't really see much of it because I'm always just like in offices and stuff.
Right, okay.
But yeah, it's all right. Like, it was actually really funny. I was talking to my dad the other day. My dad loves football.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, I'm going to Manchester next week. And he was like, I fucking hate Manchester. I was like, why? I was like, that's so aggressive.
Clubs.
He was like, because they got 2 shit football teams. I was like, oh my God.
Was he Cardiff, is he?
Oh, he's Liverpool, my dad.
Ah.
And Cardiff, I think. But he's, yeah, I don't know why. That just made me laugh. It's such a dad thing to say.
So you got to Manchester with the So Let's Talk. Is it like a podcast thing? That
we are.
It's like a talk.
We're doing a podcast.
That's why I seen a picture of like you and him sat down, like mic'd up.
Yeah.
You know, like in
so
a
we
bar
literally
of some sort.
filmed a podcast last week with Tiny Rebel. So the founder of Tiny Rebel, Brad, had never been on a podcast before. What? I was like, when he said that, I was like, what are you on? Seriously?
I think when I like try and reach out to find people, most people haven't been on one before.
Yeah.
They're like really.
I feel like it's sort of a new.
Do
thing.
I need to prepare stuff? Do I need to do this? I'm like, no, just come on. Just want to find out about you. Just like see what you do. Like the whole reason I've obviously contacted you is because I got an interest and it's in like the niche of the podcast that I'm trying to put out.
Yeah.
A lot of people like they don't go on much, do they?
I don't know. I love it. I would go on loads.
Well, I've never been on one.
Have you
Only
not?
on my own.
Should
yeah.
we swap? Maybe I should.
No, I'm the big dog.
You're the big dog. Okay.
But yeah, I've never been on one. But
really,
how many of you?
This is
done a couple.
my third.
Oh my
fourth.
God.
Fourth.
Oh Christ.
And
alive.
they've all had really good ratings. So
This is only obviously just starting out. So hopefully, down the line it'll become.
No, I love it. I love the setup. And it's nice to have a podcast that's like our niche.
Yeah.
Because I feel like there's.
That's really why I wanted to obviously get you on. Is like, even though I do videography and like drones and stuff like that, photography, there's an aspect of entrepreneurship which obviously you're doing.
Yeah.
But obviously also social content. When I'm a videographer giving clients content, obviously you're technically the person that's like uploading it to the sky.
To the algorithm.
To the sky.
Yeah.
So I saw online you do a lot like manifesting stuff. What do you do? What's that? Morning swim things as well.
Yeah.
It looks absolutely Baltic.
It is. Dawn Stalkers.
Right, okay.
So they're a swim group in Cardiff, in Penarth. And it does what it says on the tin. Like, we go swimming in the sea at sunrise every morning. I try and go every morning. I tried to do every morning in August, and I got to 9.
What times are you talking?
I went yesterday, and it was 6 a.m.
Oh,
but
what time are you going to bed then? I'm like a 12 o'clock
I'm like a midnight kind of gal.
I'd be absolutely
no one. Yeah, it depends, but like in December, November, I started doing it in December last year, and so sunrise was like 8 o'clock though.
Yeah,
so it was lush, but it was like -7.
That's disgusting. So you do that to help with like your mindfulness.
Yeah, definitely. It's like I've done so much research on it. It's massive for like your serotonin levels, and also it's fucking class. Like for me, I feel like
the swimming side thing, or just like this mindfulness,
just like getting in it, getting in the sea at 5 o'clock in the morning. Like, who does that? Psychopaths.
Right, so you're classing yourself as a psychopath.
No, but I feel like it's, for me, that's a massive achievement.
Yeah.
And I'm starting the day going, wow, I'm up before everyone else. I've gone in the sea. Like, that's amazing. And it's just such a good way to start my day. And it's challenging. And I love challenging myself. So,
well, you're not a very good swimmer, or you're just like challenging to wake up at 6 o'clock to actually get in there?
It's challenging to like get undressed at 6 o'clock in the morning when it's freezing cold outside and getting in the sea.
So many people turn up to it, or is it?
Yeah, loads of people. I think it's getting a lot bigger now. I think it can be anything from sort of like 10 people to like 50 people every day, every morning.
So what else? What other stuff are you doing on top then for like the mindfulness?
Like wellness stuff. So I'm a big believer in like law of attraction and like energy. So I feel like if my energy's off, if I'm sad about something, if I'm feeling angry, my business will suffer because of it, essentially.
What, become like lazy, or like just not up to speed with stuff?
I feel like if I get in the headspace where I'm feeling sorry for myself and I'm down in the dumps and I'm, why me? Why has this got to happen to me? Everything around me will suffer as well, including work. I won't be motivated. I won't want to be getting out of bed. So what should I do the next day? Like, get up at 5 o'clock in the morning, get in the sea, get my day going, plan out everything, and I just, yeah, for me, everything, like my number one priority is just keeping myself like
centered, leveled.
Yeah. And keeping my mental health as a priority, because as soon as that goes, everything else fucking follows.
Right, okay, so your company, you're just...
Yeah, essentially. Well, this is the whole reason why I gave up drinking.
Right, okay.
Because, it was November last year I gave up drinking. I started the company in May. So there was about 6 months there. And I used to, like, go out 5-6 times a week, out until 6-7 o'clock in the morning.
Jeez.
Like, it wasn't just having a couple of drinks, hun. It was
technically not even a student either, so younger.
I'm not a student. I haven't been a student since I was 16. And I realised, like, if I want to have a sustainable business and be really successful, I got to pack it in. Like, I can't do it. So sobriety also led me to go into therapy about why I do some of the things I do, especially when I was drinking.
Yeah.
And I've sort of just taken all of that and just kept it up, essentially. Kept it up. So I just prioritise, like, self-care, well-being. And ever since I've started doing that, ever since I've gone sober, I, like, doubled my income.
Through clients, like?
Yeah, which is wild.
Hell,
I do a lot of,
I wasn't drinking, and I haven't got as many clients as you.
But I do a lot of, like, manifestation as well. Like I said earlier, I'm very money driven, always have been. I didn't grow up, like, wealthy or anything like that. My parents were both very hardworking. I never went without, but never had anything sort of handed to me. But I do, like, money manifestation sometimes, and it'll literally be me putting things on Spotify, and you can literally type in, like, money manifestations. And I do a lot of, like, mood boarding and writing stuff down. And, you know, a couple of months ago, I was like, I want to hit 10K this month.
Nice.
Did it.
Lovely stuff.
Like, which is great, which is
100%.
amazing. I just feel like if you put that energy out into the universe, you are going to get it back if you do the work. And some people are like, oh my God, like...
I'm not much of a manifester.
She's so spiritual and whatever. And I'm like, well, I'm earning coin, hun. And if I think if it's from listening to Spotify telling me that I am a money magnet, then go and do it.
What's the kind of goal for you then? You know, so you got your business now.
Yeah.
Like, do you eventually, like, want to take, not like a back seat, but you become more of like a director role, and you have, like, not minions, but then you have, you know, people go and do all the traveling, all the photo stuff for you.
I don't know what I want, if I'm completely honest. I never thought even a year ago this is where I'd be today.
Yeah.
Like, it's absolutely wild. And where I'm going to be this time next year, God knows. Like, who knows? I see myself, growing as sort of more of an agency.
Do you reckon there'd be a rebrand in there as well?
Essentially, to not have my name on it as it gets bigger.
Tarnish the company if they chuck your name on it.
Well, yeah. No, but I'm just like, God forbid if I got sued or anything like that, obviously having my name on the door is a big risk.
Yeah.
So probably we'll have to rebrand at some point. But for now, I tend not to set goals and stuff because I don't like setting myself up for failure.
Yeah.
I just focus on the present a lot. And now I am, like, loving it. And I'm absolutely
So what's your next short-term goal then? Go on, you've got to have like a short-term. Like,
I've got some very exciting things coming up.
Hit 15 clients, or like bring on extra people to help?
It's not now for me. I've got the client. I've got the monthly clients there.
Yeah.
I'm not looking. I never actively look for clients. Like, I'm gonna sound like a prick now, but I don't look for clients. I don't go looking for work. It just comes to me, and I'm like, oh yeah, an extra $2,000 a month would be nice. You know, you just do it.
Pocket money.
But I think the next thing for me is working with some big names and having those experiences, and maybe doing some stuff abroad.
Right, okay.
And just I'm trying to build my personal brand as well at the same time, and do more behind the scenes. Like, I'm doing a lot of stuff on TikTok.
Without name dropping, obviously, these big brands, because obviously you might not be allowed to say, what's this going to entail? Is this your company taking over their socials, or are you working, like, with them on their social teams, or, like, what is it, just without actually saying, like...
I think it's more content stuff.
Right, okay.
So
you, like, coming on as, like, a content creator to produce stuff for them, or are you just, like,
Yeah, it's essentially that. So they'll hire me, whether it's doing, like, a day in the life stuff with them.
So are they hiring you as a personality, or are they hiring you as, like, a social media
content creator, right, I would say.
Yeah.
Because a lot of these big brands have their own in-house teams. And I don't know, I honestly don't know how I've got them. Like, it's wild.
Is these potential clients that you know, you've got this exciting news about, are they within the restaurant industry and stuff like that, or is this completely, maybe something completely different?
It's in the drinks industry.
Right, okay.
Yeah. So it's basically new drinks brands owned by celebrities.
Yeah.
But obviously I can't say who it is at the moment. So it's great because it's my niche, but obviously amazing because that opens a whole new network of people.
So you'll be going as you, but posting like stuff and then maybe like tagging them in it and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Right, okay,
yeah. Well, see, I did work with Betty Buzz up in Wrexham a couple of weeks ago, and that is
Ryan Reynolds. Ryan Reynolds.
He's my best friend now. No,
is that his company then?
So it's Blake Lively's company.
Right, because he's got what's that other one? Aviation. Is that that gin one?
Yeah. So Betty Buzz have just rebranded the Suite in Wrexham football club. So they asked me to go up and get some content for Betty Buzz.
How did you get that client then? They just come to you like all the rest?
They came to me, baby.
Obviously, you're doing something very well then. You're doing the job right.
Knows. Oh, my dad's ringing me. Sorry, Dad. I'm filming a podcast.
So you went up to Wrexham to do the Betty Buzz?
It was class. When I say it was like the best day ever.
Are they a client now, or was that like a one-off, or like you're trying to get them on a client basis?
I don't think I'm allowed to say.
No.
A lot of it, like
to be continued. But you got to go up to Wrexham and do that.
Got to go up to Wrexham, spent the day there. Got some amazing content. They loved it. Ryan posted it on his stories and they tagged me, and so that was great. And yeah, introduced me to like a whole new network of people, and there's definitely going to be scope for more work in the future.
Bet you were just like dollar signs in your eyes, because I guess the thing for you, when obviously companies like that are posted on your behalf, obviously those companies are going to follow other beer companies and other restaurant companies, and they're going to see that content and think, oh, I want a bit of this. Yeah.
Well, it's like definitely. And I think that's like how it's worked now with some of the other stuff that's happening. Like people will just say, like, show off the content and go, oh, look, oh, you know, Betty Buzz, that reel was cool. Ryan, who did that? And then all of a sudden they'll be booking me for something else. And it's great. It's a very fucking good foot in the door to have when something like that happens. And I would have dropped everything to go and do that. I would have, and for me, it's not even about the money at this point, because you just don't know what you're going to get from it. And I was so nervous going into that shoot. But was
the shoot just like any other shoot, technically?
Yeah. I've done it 1,000 times before.
Because there's the person's name who technically owns the brand. You were like,
obviously there's pressure.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was just like really trying to keep myself calm. And I was like, done this 1,000 times before. I took Jamie, one of the girls who works for me. She came with me because I just needed someone there, you know, when I was like
moral support for the day.
Yeah, definitely. And she filmed some like behind the scenes footage, which was awesome.
Do you find that's a quick thing? Do you find behind the scenes helps brands and clients see how you are as a person, how to work with you? Do you think that's a big thing people could potentially do more of?
Yeah, definitely. I love a bit of behind the scenes because I think so I was going to speak about this as well. Like my camera setup and stuff is shit. Like I'm using a Sony A6.
6000 or something. Yeah.
It's a £400 camera. Like, are you serious? And obviously I'm going to invest in new stuff. And I've got other cameras there that I don't use. Because my style on social is, it looks good, but it makes people feel like they're there.
Right,
and I'm like, people don't want to see polished, professional, like, stuff on reels that they can never recreate themselves. And that's genuinely what I believe. So I feel like people are hiring me not because of what camera I'm using or how good I am at shooting something. It's because it's like, it's a vibe, you know? It's the way I shoot content.
So would you say like the content, no, it's not professional or polished or anything, but your content you're shooting is more organic, as though like someone's not necessarily shot on their iPhone, but like it looks like someone's been there themselves and actually physically, like a customer's gone and
that's exactly what I want to get across on social. And that was sort of the brief that I got given from Ryan, was he wanted to post the stuff on his Instagram story. So they want content that looks like, and you know, anyone could have done it, but it looks good. Do you get what I mean? And I think that is the difference with me. Like I said, you can hire £20,000 a day photographers who work with the biggest brands in the world.
Because you have like special food photographers doing it, like, but they use fake, like fake sauces or like fake cheeses.
Yeah, like loads of stuff. Mad. But I'm just like, people don't want to see it on social. People don't want to see polished stuff. Like, they see enough of that shit on TV and whatever. You go on social media to be entertained and to do things that you want to do.
Yeah.
And I think that is what makes me a bit different to other content creators.
Yeah, because I definitely think there is a place for it, for like proper polished stuff.
Yeah, definitely.
But I think obviously because you're social media, I think that stuff's more organic and like just raw, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like if it's a big high-end spec advert that's going to go on TV or like
on
like a website hero banner, then
I'm not your gal.
Fair enough. But if you want your organic stuff that's going to maybe, you know, people are going to purchase, you know, whether they're ordering beer through socials or whatever, you want that quick social.
Yeah.
Because otherwise, if you're doing like a 20 grand shoot and you got like, I don't know, 10 grand camera, 5 grand lighting setup, you're not going to be able to produce like all the content you'll be able to do because it's just going to be too much.
And that's it. And with the Betty Buzz shoot, they wanted the content on the day.
Then and there, yeah.
Yeah, so it's like there was a football match going on at the same time. I didn't get to watch any of it because I was editing. But the great thing is with that I Wi-Fi the photos from my camera to my iPad, edit it on Lightroom, edit it on CapCut, whatever, upload to Dropbox, send it to the client, and it's done. And I think that's the thing as well, that I'm quick and you don't need to overcomplicate everything. It's like lifestyle and it's, you know, people drinking and stuff, and that is what I love capturing. That's my thing. And I do get imposter syndrome with it sometimes because I'm like, oh my God, you know, I need a £10,000 camera and all of that stuff. But then I'm like, it's not, people aren't hiring you because of what camera you have. People are hiring me because of the way I shoot and the way I make people feel through content. Yeah,
so like if you were to like maybe get better kit, what were you after these days?
So definitely the Sony A7R3 is going to be my next purchase. Nice. I'm looking at a Samyang lens.
Because the thing is, with the stuff like that anyway, you'll still be able to smash out your regular content and stuff.
It. Yeah, I don't know why I haven't just bought it, to be honest. I've just bought a new GoPro.
Well, you're going to do like POV, put it on your head kind of thing.
What? I've just bought new rollerblades. No, roller skates. You know, like the retro looking roller skates.
Yeah, like the 80s ones.
Yeah,
like
and they're like bubblegum blue and pink.
Right.
And I went on them and then I sprained my leg for 2 weeks so I can go to the gym, so I was gutted. But I'm going to attach the GoPro to me and just get some really funny content. Some things like that. Because do you know how hard it is roller skating?
I haven't done it yet. I like ice skating. More of an ice skater.
Do you watch ice hockey?
No.
Starting next week.
But what you want to do is get like, have you ever seen the Insta 360s?
Yeah. One of those. Yeah, that would be good. But yeah, at the moment, I think I would only go Sony. Canon. Can't do it. No offense, Canon, but
yeah, I'm not a Canon
I'm a Sony gal, you know. I think
so you would maybe look to get a newer camera time. Yeah,
definitely. But I don't want to do it just because I think other people are doing it. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah, you don't want to feel pressured into it.
Yeah, exactly. And I think I was almost trying to prove a point and not go and get a really fancy camera. But I'm like, okay, now I've worked with some really fucking big brands. I need to invest.
Because what you can do as well, do you like take the pictures and have it linked straight to your laptop?
Yeah.
Yeah, because sometimes just silly little things like that make you look shit, honestly.
Yeah.
Just have your laptop on a little stand.
Yeah, and it's all just
straight into Lightroom.
Yeah, I do. Like I said, I do it on my iPad, but it does make you look professional.
So talk me through a content creating day. So to pick out any client, but like what would it entail, kind of thing. So anyone's maybe like trying to go into it or set up, like whether it be videography, photography, any social kind of company.
Okay, so content creation day is a mixture of photos and videos.
Yeah.
A lot of it I actually use my phone for. Again, socials doesn't need to be super polished. Yeah. And if you're a content creator and you don't have the budget for a camera or anything, you can use your phone. It does look better with a camera, but you know, there we are. I just turn up. I got a couple of lights. Nothing like this is big, man.
Yeah, I've got like 120 centimetre softbox above us.
Yeah, I think I've got like 2 soft boxes I bring. And then I've got smaller lights then to put on the edge of the bar if I need them. Way prefer shooting outside and with natural light. Okay. But bars, a lot of the time, they're very dark, dingy venues. Set up a bunch of tripods. I'll always have my phone recording pretty much the whole time for behind the scenes. And then I normally got a bartender with me who will make, say, 5 or 6 different cocktails. Right, I'll do one shot of them just doing it. So I'll put my camera on a tripod, shoot them doing it, and then I'll do the exact same drink, but really zoomed in. So you get the details of like the drink pouring into the...
Here's a question for you. Are you always shooting for vertical or do you...
Always portrait.
It's a sucker for me because literally I had a client the other day. Done something similar to what you've done, but I done everything vertical for reels and stuff like that. He said, have you got any of this horizontal? Because I want to put it on a website. I was like,
you need to sort that out before you shoot.
But I think during that shoot, I heavy narrow and then I went sideways. But you always shoot vertical.
Shooting portrait. Unless
the thing is, you are social though, aren't you? So it's...
Do you know what? I've had not a bit of a row, but there was a client, one of my clients that I no longer work with.
Yeah.
I used to do shoots with them, and then they would message me and say, "Oh, we need X shoot for the X shot for the website," and I'm like, "Well, I only have it in portrait," and they're like, "Well, can you go back down and get it in landscape?" And times like that, you do have to be strict, and I'm like, I'm your social media manager. I'm not your personal photographer.
Yeah, I know what you're saying. Yeah.
But I'm like, if you want me to go back down, I'm gonna have to charge you half a day. Like that's my time. And that's things like that. They can get shitty because to them it's like, oh, it's only a couple of photos. But I'm like, to me, it's an hour getting there. It's getting all my kit. It's editing. Like it is half a day's work.
Yeah, 100%.
But yeah, unless they specifically ask me for anything in horizontal,
16 by 9.
Yes, then I shoot everything in portrait. Yes.
Yeah. So then obviously you got your light set up and stuff like that. What kind of f-stop are you using? Like what's your setting? So because I saw one of your photos and it looked like you had it like wide open because it looked like a lot of stuff was in focus, but you like 1.4.
Well, I'm normally 1.4 to 1.8.
Well, okay.
Definitely.
So you like that blurry background, yeah?
I love it. I love a bit of depth of field.
Do you like the depth of field?
Yeah.
Cause I shot some stuff the other day, but I'd done like 14.
Oh, okay.
So I had this light and another one, but because say I was taking a picture of a burger, there's a bit of coleslaw in the foreground. I want to get both. Yeah. But I like shallow depth of field. But I see a lot of people. Have you ever seen the content creators from Swansea?
Yeah, they actually messaged me this morning.
Oh, did they? Yeah.
So nice.
But yeah, hopefully they'll be coming on here. Have you seen some of their stuff?
Amazing stuff.
I'd love to know what their settings are.
Yeah. Well, this is the thing as well. It's like I never went to photography school or anything. I've never done a photography course. I think for the first
trial and error or
and a lot of shooting in auto.
That was it. Yeah. Are you manual now or are you
I'm
still...
a manual girl. A manual girl now, but I did shoot in auto for a good couple of years. I was like, ISO, what's that? I
remember my first ever shoot I got paid for. I lent the camera off Schaefer, and anyway, it was like a venue film or whatever, like for a wedding venue, and I didn't have a fucking clue because I was so used to filming in a controlled environment like a studio. I was just used to that number's meant to be 50, that number's meant to be that, and I took it like out and I was like trying to shoot like these rooms to make them all look nice, and the windows were obviously completely blown out because the sun was so powerful, but I didn't know how to control the camera. I look back on it, that was absolutely awful. And then I was trying to record an interview with a shotgun mic that's about 10 foot away in a big barn, so it was all like echoey. I was just like,
we all learned
how far we come.
Yeah. Well, the sapping here's great.
Yeah, so it's doing the job bar the builders over the road. So your content, so you 1.4 then is it for photos?
The majority of things.
And what are you looking
as video
for?
As well.
The same as video, yeah. What are you trying to look for when you're shooting? You trying to highlight maybe the brand more? You like focusing more on like what's going on around it? It's
always about the brand. Yeah. For me, it's always about the brand, and I try and do it from like a customer's point of view as well.
Right. So like,
So
say like if there's like
POV.
you and 3 other girls out on like friends out on a night out, you'd be like shooting it from like a say if you're cheers and
cheers shots.
Be like an arm shot, like
I've been playing about. I do my video editing on CapCut for reels.
Right, okay.
Do you use CapCut?
No, or Premiere.
I can't. It's just,
big dog.
It's too complicated. I hate it.
It's not. Trust me. Like you say, like you do with the camera stuff all on auto. Eventually, you turn over to manual. It's the same with Premiere.
Okay.
Once you learn all that.
Again, it's like I would never consider myself like a professional photographer, a professional videographer. That's why I say.
No, I wouldn't either. No. I'm about me. I'm on about me being professional. Also, I get paid.
Yeah.
Like that.
That's why I prefer the term content creator because it's like there's always going to be someone better than you, isn't there?
Oh yeah, 100%.
Like, and you can really, I think, it makes me really insecure sometimes. I'm like, fuck, like why have they hired me? They must be mad.
Well, I find like some people that produce content with the same camera I got is like 20 times better than mine. I'm like, okay, fuck's sake, I got exactly the same camera. Like, what they do? But it usually comes down to like it usually comes down to little things, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Do you have like imposter syndrome then?
Imposter syndrome.
Yeah.
Big time. But I have learned through a lot of therapy and life coaching that imposter syndrome happens when you're uncomfortable, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So it's like Ryan Reynolds' shoot, massive imposter syndrome. I was uncomfortable as fuck before I got there. And comfortability happens when you're growing. So like if you reframe imposter syndrome into this is massive growth for my career, it slaps me out of it.
So do you think people are paying for you as a person to get along with? Not get along with, but like, you know, they like meeting you, like talking to you and stuff like that, or are they paying more for like the quality of content? What do you think is a mixture? I
think it's a mixture. I've heard this a lot. That I'm really conscious of coming across like an asshole here, but it's my name on the door. Mm-hmm. People want to work with me.
They've heard good things.
Yeah, and I don't think necessarily because I'm the best at fucking creating content, because I'm not. But I think I got away with people. I work with people very well. With me, a spade's a spade. Like, I walk in and I'm like, that doesn't work. Like, that's got to go, whatever. Yeah. I'm in and out. I get it done. I don't faff around. And I deliver. And I deliver results, which is the most important thing. And I'd like to think I'm nice and personable, and you can have a lot. Like I said, like loads of my clients are now, I go out drinking with them. Obviously, I don't do that, but like we're friends, you know. And I think one of my clients said to me a couple of months ago, they were like, "Oh, you know, we're cutting down on budgets and everything." He was like, "We are keeping you though, just because we like you." And it's like things like that.
Yeah, that's nice to hear.
Businesses, they normally, if they're cutting budget, social media will be one of the first things to go.
100%.
But people like working with me, and I've just got to remember that as well, that just never, no matter what, you can be Ryan Reynolds, you could be the owner of a kebab shop. Do you get what I mean? You're both going to get treated the same, and I think that's super important as well.
So talking about clients, I've seen on your website you've got a roster of potential big ones.
My social media management clients, which will be the clients that are on the retainers, that are in the 6-month contract. Or I've got content clients, which will hire me for events or ad hoc things.
Like a one-off kind of...
Yeah.
Right, got you. So, you know, when you're doing these days for these particular companies, do they hand you over the, like, social, like, account, or do you, like, have to send it to someone, they just...
Got to send it to someone, and then they look after everything. But it'll depend. Like, some brands will just give me the logins for the day if they just want... if they want to do, like, a live or something like that. But no, these particular brands, it was just content. Right, so it was like being the photographer.
But then they like release it out on the same day then?
Sometimes, or they'll use it for like summer content.
Pay like for those like one-off ones, is it?
That's good.
Decent, is it? Yeah. Any figures top? Don't have to give specifics, but like, are we talking close to a K?
Yeah. Oh, nice. That's what you'd be looking at, yeah.
And that I'd just filming all day, so you haven't technically got any deliverables, you just actually just turn up. You using your phone or your camera? I'm really strict when it comes to timings, because if I'm shooting for more than 3 hours, I get grouchy and I don't want to be there anymore. Because you know what it's like. It's exhausting as well. Because like your creative mind is like, I gotta get this done. So I do not tend to shoot for more than 3 hours at a time, because then you got editing on top of that. And you're getting a K for that.
Yeah.
I need to up my rates.
Well, it will be. It depends. Right. When
the thing is, you're in London.
Who the brand is. Yeah, it depends who the brand is. I charge depending on who it is. But yes, for that, you could charge anything from. I wouldn't do anything for less than $450. And
then obviously your expenses included.
On top of that, expenses. So travel, if I'm staying over, whatever. But a lot of the times I do have an in with these companies, and I can sort of ask, what do they normally charge?
Right, okay.
And you know what? Because these are some of the brands with I've worked really recently, actually. They've gone, what's your day rate? And I've gone X amount. And they're like, and I'm like, oh, okay. And because people who I guess aren't the brand owners want you to get paid as much as you can. So... that really shocked me as well, because I'm like, fuck, they actually want me to make a lot of money here.
Yeah, which is nice to know, because sometimes if you come in too low, they might think, oh, this person's not good enough for their job.
Exactly.
But then obviously coming in too high, sometimes they have a budget for it, so they need to actually physically spend the money.
Yeah.
Because I listened to another podcast the other day, it's American based, something very similar, where this on the podcast, basically had this individual on there. She was in charge of finding a photographer for an event. One photographer come back and said, like, I'm $500, and the other one come back and said, I'm $5,000. But she went with a $5,000 one on a couple of different bases. But one was because they thought maybe the content wouldn't be good enough for £500. Even though the one was 5,000, they had the budget for it and needed to spend the budget because that's how much they had put aside for that particular job. Otherwise, obviously, each year the marketing companies for like your Coca-Colas, your Schweppes, and all get a specific marketing budget, and they need to actually spend it. So sometimes going high is good, but obviously you don't want to like bite off not more than you can chew, but you don't want to go too far and then not get booked.
Yeah, definitely, and it is hard. Especially when I started doing like my social media packages, I had no idea what to charge. Because no one shows their prices. So I was looking at all these freelance social media people, and you fuckers hide your prices. And I do it now as well.
Just like, book a call with me.
I was charged £300 for like full social media management. And I'm like, Jesus Christ, I wouldn't even do an hour content for that now.
Well, the funny, your prices will be higher than mine. I will need to raise mine. But the thing is having the balls to do it in the first place. Like a full day shoot, for me, is usually like £375. That's a full day, like 9 till 5.
So low.
And then a full day editing is 180.
So I include both but I always do like I said, I'm not shooting for more than 3 hours. I'm gonna get grumpy and it's gonna ruin my day. And then
I'd love to only shoot for 3 hours. I'd be fucking balling if I was.
What do you mean?
Because usually I shoot like 9 till 5.
You're the boss.
Like this one particular company that I outsource to, I'll be in the car up to London at 6 o'clock in the morning. I'm getting home to 8 and just filming all day, like.
And for £300.
With 370.
Do you get what I mean? That's petrol and a couple of and a snack.
That's the thing though, but it's trying to maybe push those companies that you've been working for a year to like up it a bit more. Do you know what I mean? Well,
I've just gone VAT registered.
Right, okay.
So I've just set up as a limited company because before I was a sole trader.
Because I'm limited, but I'm not VAT registered.
Yeah. Because I think once you hit a threshold, you've got to go VAT. I think it's the law. Which I'm
hoping not hitting the threshold. I'm all good for a minute.
So I was like, but I just got a new accountant and they've done it all for me, which is great.
How do you find that side of running a business, all the accountancy stuff?
I am ashamed to say I'm clueless.
Yeah.
I am clueless. Like,
all I know is I need to pay mine next August. So
God, mine's January.
So I'll start looking to figure out how much I got to owe February or January next year.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I just thought when I started up the business, I was like, anything I make, I'm going to save 20% of it and that'll be my tax. Obviously, it doesn't work like that.
No.
So I've gone with this new accountant who has just like made my life so much easier.
Are they on the ball a lot though? Are they like...
Oh, yeah. He's actually the finance director for soletstalk. So that's how I got him in there. And yeah, so like I know him really well. And I just had a call with him, honestly. And I was like, I don't know where the fuck... I don't know what's happening. I don't know how much money I owe. It's all really confusing and scary and I don't want to go to jail. Can you sort it out, please?
So have you had to pay any taxes yet?
No.
No, I haven't.
End of January 31st.
So I think my first year I didn't earn enough anyway.
Yeah.
Because I'm still... Because I got part-time jobs with Waitrose. Because I haven't had the books.
Okay,
So when I bought the house, bought the house, I needed the books to obviously prove I could get a mortgage.
Yeah, got you.
So I was paying tax there anyway. So hopefully the tax man sees that.
You're a good citizen.
Yeah, but I haven't paid any yet.
It's a bitch.
Yeah, I'm not scared. I just don't know how much I got to pay. But then I'm trying to think, like, I still need to learn a lot about it. Do I buy a lot of equipment and then write that off against the tax?
Yeah, well, you can do that. And obviously...
But it depends how much.
You pay yourself a salary and then you got dividends.
Yeah, I just pay myself dividends every week. Yeah. Every month, sorry, when I get a thing for that.
See, this is all new to me now because I just have my sole trader business bank account. I just used to spend
I'm probably doing it all wrong, but all I know, the next step for me, November, I need to hand in my mileage to my accountant.
Nice.
Because then also they can write off so much P per mile.
If you are shooting from home, you can do part of your rent or your mortgage.
Well, yeah, this studio I'll chuck under that as expenses as well.
Stuff.
Yeah, it's just... But the thing is, you want every single penny. You want every penny in your bank, don't you?
Yeah.
That's the thing, it's like...
Yeah, and obviously when you outsource, because you said you outsource, I outsource, like that's expensive. You know, you can't say, I make X amount a month, but I'm like, well, cost of living is ridiculous, and I also pay people to do loads of shit that I don't want to do. So it is like, it quickly goes, you know.
So here's the thing. So obviously, we were talking about my prices and you're saying they were low. How would you give me advice to like raise them up to potentially ask more? One, do you think my content would be good enough to raise the prices?
100%. I love the content.
Two, what do you think if someone who's in my position feels like they're now ready, that they've moved up from like maybe intermediate up to the next level or whatever of their profession?
Yeah.
How do you think they could go about speaking to the clients they might have on retainers to try, maybe even if they just chuck it up another £100 or whatever?
I would definitely have the conversations in person.
Right.
I think that's really important, especially if they're a client you have on a retainer. And so say they're paying you £1,000 and you want to up it to 1-2. I would just sit them down and say, look, this is why. It could be that the work since you started to the work now is more. It could just be, it is what it is.
Yeah.
Cost of living is mental at the moment. I would just be open, but I would prepare yourself that they could say no. And I don't know, I always think of the worst case scenario. Is the worst case scenario...
You're fired.
It's the worst case scenario. These, like, when I went VAT registered, emailed all my clients, a couple of them could turn around and say, get fucked. We're not paying.
Some of them love
20%.
it though, don't they? Because they can write it off.
Yeah.
They can, I don't know the technical term, but they can...
Like, subsidise.
I don't
know what the term is either.
Yeah, we're not educated on that, are we?
No. I would just say definitely have it in person. Know your worth. When I first started, I was charging £300 a month because I wasn't confident in what I was doing. Now I am confident in what I'm doing because confident is just a learnt behaviour. I've got my prices and I do charge differently depending on how big the client is. And where the location is and stuff. And I would just say fucking go for it. Some of these companies are pissing out money.
Yeah, that's true.
They don't even know where it's going half the time.
Here's a question for you, because I do retainers and I do a shoot day as well. But when I particular signed a contract with this one client, we didn't technically we didn't nail down basically how many shoots it would take. But in my head, it was like I turn up for a shoot day and be able to get 2 videos or 3 videos out of it. How would you say about like wording it to like, what do you put in your contract or in your retainer to say this is only 1 shoot day? How do you word that? Do you know what I mean? And then you get X amount of deliverables. Do you know what I'm saying? I
think with a client, I'm in charge of the content and what we're getting.
Yeah. They
don't really have any say in it.
Oh yeah, my one's like, can you come and shoot this?
Yeah. Because I know what I want to put on social. I know what's going to work on social. So I think that's different for me and you because you're going to have to follow a brief. I write the brief. Yeah,
mine is definitely... Yeah, mine's like, we're doing live music tonight or we got this. Can you come down for like the 6 Nations and stuff like that? So like, say like 1 month, so basically when I set up a retainer, I'll work out how many shoot days it's going to be. Then obviously I'll put them together and how many days editing there'll be. But say, for example, they then go from like what I would have worked out as 2 shoot days, it goes up to 4. Well, then technically it's like double the price, but they've signed a retainer for that particular thing.
I would just communicate and I would just say, this is actually going to be 4 days.
Yeah.
And you need to pay me double.
I need to look
or
to
just
that.
Or just don't do it.
Because the deliverables were like, I think it was like 6 30-second videos a month.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah.
But obviously, because they want specific content things, whether it be like bottomless brunch, live music, match day stuff, obviously it's going to be all different days. But then technically my shoot days go from potentially could do it all within 1 day, could technically go up to like 1 every weekend. Like, stupid. Do you know what I mean? Because then what I try to do, for example, when I done like with this one company, they opened a new bar out down in the Bay in Cardiff.
Clubhouse?
No, the Dock.
Oh, right, fair, yeah.
But luckily, I was doing a food menu release, and it's like a general ambience one of like, so I managed to do 2 videos in 1 day.
Lush.
But for example, sometimes I'm going to have to go back down there when they got live music on, and it just becomes, rather than 1 day shooting content, and I'm getting bang for my buck, and they're obviously getting their return, it turns into something where actually I'm not even getting paid like £375 per day shoot, because there's 6 of them. It's like actually works out like £100, £150 a day.
Yeah, I mean, if they said that we want bottomless brunch, live music and whatever, I would say, okay, well, all those things need to happen on the same day, and that's a you problem. You've got to work that out. Or you say, okay, well, that's 3 different days, which is 3 different costs. That's the way I would go.
Yeah, because obviously the main thing stipulated in the contract was like 6 videos delivered.
But then did they decide what content?
Yeah, usually I get an email like once a month saying they, tag in the bar manager or whatever and be like, oh, can we do this month or whatever and stuff like that. So obviously they give the regular work, but it could be... I might not even some days be able to get 6 videos out of it.
Yeah.
Because the content they want is a lot longer than what stuff like you're putting out. So I'll condense a full day shooting of like bottomless brunch or new menu release into like 30 seconds or a minute.
Yeah.
And it usually, I'll condense it down into a TikTok, but majority of stuff will go up on like, they use it a lot on their big TVs that surround the bars and stuff like that. So that's where a lot of their content goes.
I mean, brands like that, they'll pay it as well. Like, they will pay it. Like, your content's
Need to
good.
put my foot down.
But you do. Because I found I was doing a lot of favours for clients, going above and beyond, which just sounds like what you're doing. And I'd end up presenting it, and it would take me fucking ages to edit everything because I felt like I wasn't getting paid to do it.
Because what I found funny now, I was talking to you about, I was doing those food shoots for another company. What I have in my mind, I'll then, when I'm doing like these new clients, I'll pitch it to them and see how they take it and think, oh, actually, I can get away with this. So for example, I'm shooting for this other new restaurant back home, and I basically said to them I could do 1 content day for like 800 quid a month and like 20 deliverables or whatever. But they seemed fine with it. So then I'm thinking, that's more than what the other ones are doing in Cardiff. So then what I try and do is like test the waters somewhere, and then like
that's a good way of doing it. Like 800 quid a month for like content is great. Like, that is that.
Well, if you filled every single day with 800 quid,
well, yeah, you're laughing.
Yeah, you'd be happy with that.
Yeah. So
I'd be happy with that. Put it that way.
Yeah. And that is photos and videos as well, right?
Yeah, like a lot of the stuff will be videos, but I'll mainly focus on doing the real stuff as well. Just
love a reel.
Yeah, well, the reels are the best way to grow these days.
Do you use the in-app templates, or do you do it all manually in third party? All on that, and then you just choose an audio and upload it that way?
Yeah, sometimes I'll speak to the client and say, are you switched on much with Instagram? Because the best way to do it is use trending music. So if they know how to do that, I say, oh, that's fine. I'll basically just send you the raw video, and then you can link the audio. Or other times, if I'm doing like a proper custom reel, whether it be for like a website or whatever, then I use Epidemic Sounds.
I use that as well,
and I'll just find something catchy and I'll just chuck that on there. But like the edits I do for reels, obviously you don't want to spend too much time on it because you're not getting the return. So they just tend to be general cuts from one to the other.
But that's what it is, isn't it?
Yeah.
There's nothing better than posting a reel that you've taken 2 seconds to edit and it gets like hundreds of thousands of views.
Oh yeah, I haven't got that far yet. No.
One of my reels had like 2.3 million views, and honestly it took me 5 seconds to do. And this is what happens, and every content creator will tell you this. The reels and the videos you spend half hour, an hour on doing loads of time, that doesn't sound like loads of time, but it is when it's editing a video, don't do anything. And the stupid video that took me 5 seconds to do that was sat in my drafts for 6 months, 2.3 million views.
So yeah, like when I went to Italy, it'd take me sometimes, the proper reels would take me like 3 hours to edit. And I thought, I'm going to test this water by what you're saying, like a quick 5-second one. So we had this one hotel, had a banging view. And all I'd done was just filmed it on my phone because you hear so much about the algorithm and saying they can tell if it's been edited in a third party. So I just filmed it within the app, walked out the door, like, and it opened up and basically had a big massive lake. Then you had like the Italian Alps in the background. Fucking load of shit. It got hardly any views, like nothing.
Oh, I thought you were going to tell me that it got like nothing. Millions.
But like the reels I put out for this particular TikTok for this particular podcast, they take me about half an hour, 45 minutes. But I think that's because it's a lot of I do the captions and stuff like that as well.
What do you use for the captions?
So I've got a plug-in for that as well.
Have you?
God, what's it called? No, I can't remember.
Because they're good. I like the style.
Yeah, it is alright. Sometimes it doesn't put say like you want a sentence to have only those words.
Oh yeah.
It'll have like the last word on the next one over. It does my head in.
Captions app. line, and it does the same thing. It fucking drives me mad.
I can't remember what it's called. I think it's called. Well, I'll show you after this. I've lost it. But basically, what you do the normal captions on Premiere.
Yeah.
Save that as like a file called an SRT file, and then long story short, you load it back into the plugin, and it pumps it out with like
all the stuff.
bits that come on the background and all.
Sorry, I'm yawning.
Oh God, you're ready for your nap, Leo. I'll let you go for your nap. So we'll round it up. But what do you think people who are trying to look to get into the industry, whether it be photography or anything, or just like social media marketing or whatever, how would you suggest they maybe start and, you know, maybe find their first client?
I think have a niche. Definitely.
Niche first.
Niche first. Find what you enjoy doing, because if you don't enjoy it, you're not gonna love it. And if you don't love it, it's fucking obvious.
Yeah, right, okay.
A lot of people say, you know, why would I niche down when I'm shutting the door to so many potential clients? And again, I'm like, what, you jack of all trades, master of none sort of thing. So I would definitely
just abusing the set.
I would definitely say niche down. And then
what about if they don't feel like they got the equipment? Phone?
Yeah, 100%. You don't need fancy cameras.
Right, okay.
It helps, but it's not a necessity.
And then finding their first client, would you say ideally set up a website, just a basic template or something?
Yeah, definitely set up a website, set up your own social channels.
Would you say have a custom, custom email as well?
Yeah.
I find a lot of people, I speak to some people and they still got like the Gmail at the end.
Oh no, that's a red flag for me. See?
Well, is it like £10 a month, £5 a month to have like a thing? So get a custom email address, website, and then
social media.
Yeah.
LinkedIn, potentially.
And what do you think the best way to network is? By commenting on other people's posts, or like finding people on LinkedIn, or?
I would follow a bunch of people that are doing that are in your industry.
So doing exactly what you're doing, kind of thing. Yeah.
Social media managers.
Yeah.
I would follow loads of accounts that are in the niche that you're interested in.
Yeah, got you.
I would engage with their content. I would ask questions in the comments, because then people reply to you and people remember your name. And yeah, I would just start networking. Networking doesn't necessarily need to be in person.
Right, okay.
You can do it online.
By commenting on posts and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's just... I would just say as well, it's really important to get your face out there.
Right, okay.
A lot of people can be uncomfortable in front of the camera. But people will want to work with you.
Especially if you're the person managing their socials. They want to meet.
They want to know you, and they want to know.
That's why you love the BTS stuff then.
I bloody loves it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that would be my advice.
So they're your top tips.
And it's class. Social media management, content creation is class. I'm having the fucking time of my life.
It looks like you're breezing it.
Oh, I mean, it's hard.
Yeah, I don't mean breezing it like
it is
piss
hard.
easy. I mean, like, it looks like you're flying with it.
I'm really happy with how everything's going. I think it's only going to go up from here.
Yeah.
And it is very hard, especially being self-employed. Like, you know, it's you're the only person driving that train.
Yeah.
And even when I take people on board in the business, I've always...
Do you have to train them up for a little bit?
Yeah, of course. Yeah. But I always remember no one's ever going to love the business the way you do. No matter who you bring into it, no matter how much you pay them. So leave expectations at the door. And I just think, do what you love and you'll never work a day in your life.
What do you think's coming up for you in the next 6 months, a year? Obviously, you don't have to give us anything, but like, what are you kind of aiming for? Like, what's the next like progression for you?
Professionally or personally?
Both, I guess. Why not?
Professionally, I would like to maybe bring on 2 more people into the business. I am looking at starting a new business venture.
Lovely.
Which is potentially opening a venue.
Nice.
Also,
so you'll be running the social media for that then?
Of course, yes. It's very much in planning stage at the moment,
right, okay,
but I think that is going to be a next sort of side hustle. Opening a venue, side hustle.
Yeah. Yeah, it's going to take a lot of time.
Sell it and then be a millionaire. So that's the dream. And then with the business, I just think I'm looking forward to working with some more really big names and just driving it and keep doing and keep enjoying it.
Yeah. Are you enjoying it now? Are Are you like the happiest you've been in recent years and stuff like that?
Work-wise, yeah, 100%, definitely. I mean, if you obviously fucking breaking up with someone sucks, doesn't it? So if you asked me this like 3 days ago, I would have been like, yeah. But that's just tainted my weekend a little bit. But
But the thing is, that'll now allow you to have more freedom to put into your own business.
Yeah.
And then you'll come out the other end thinking, actually, this is a good time for me.
Yeah.
Because obviously, like sometimes if you don't have like a supportive partner, you know, it might hold you back in actually what your aspirations and what you want to do.
And I've always been fine, like when I first went sober and stuff.
Yeah.
Like you really had to learn how to be on my own again because you obviously you don't socialise as much. I didn't leave the house for like 6 months.
Right, okay.
4-6 months, something like that, because I was too scared to go to the pub because I thought I would drink. Whereas now I don't give a fuck. You know, I'll stay out till 4 a.m. and just drink
just hang out,
Diet Coke.
just stay sober.
But yeah, I'm super like motivated and happy, and yes, work wise, like I never ever thought this would be my day to day, and it's fucking class.
You're enjoying it.
And I love it. Yeah.
If people are looking to reach out to you or follow your journey, where can they go and find you?
So I do, obviously Instagram is at Jessie Hallett Social. I've also got my own page, which is at Jessie Hallett, which I post a lot of like my sobriety and stuff on there. My Jessie Hallett Social is basically just what I do for work and behind the scenes. I've got a YouTube channel, which I do a lot of week in the life stuff on, if you're interested, which again is Jessie Hallett Social. And I'm on TikTok, Jessie Hallett Social. So yeah, and I got a website and stuff. But yeah, I do one-to-one coaching. So if anyone is listening that wants to be coached by me, then get in touch.
Wonderful.
And if you want me to run your social media channels, then come on board, guys.
Thank you very much for coming on.
Thank you for having me.
It's been I was going to say a blast, but that's very American.
It's been a blast.
It's been good talking to you.
Yeah,
I've really enjoyed obviously the information that you've shared.
Thank you.
And hopefully we'll have you on again in the future when things have gone bigger and blown up.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Cheers. Have a good one. Bye. Bye. Bye.